Hello everyone, our guest today is Mr. Sanjay Kanakia. Sanjay has been running a manufacturing business of external concrete products for more than 61 years, that's more than 6 decades. And in the last 1.5 decades, that's in the last about 17 years, Sanjay has been into leadership coaching and business coaching, wherein he helps businesses align the concepts and have a more predictable outcome of what they do. Hello, Sanjay. Welcome to the episode today.
Thanks, Bejoy. Thank you very much.
Yeah. While you are a master at coaching people in business at large, which covers multiple domains of procurement and manufacturing and logistics and the systems within, I would like to today I would like you to share your expertise on the branding, sales, and marketing bit.
Yeah.
One such, when we work with our clients, there's a little bit of a confusion between the word branding and the word sales. Things tend to smudge into each other.
Correct. Yeah.
So, from your experience of running your manufacturing business, and while you are also conducting your coaching for various businesses, what have been your learnings with respect to people, the way they perceive branding and sales?
It's a very interesting question you've asked, Bejoy. Now, just to give you a perspective, as you know, that I come from a family business background, which is now today in 61 years of existence.
Correct.
My father started this business in concrete blocks manufacturing back in 1964.
Yes.
Now, when I joined the business at a very early age, I saw that at that point of time, and I'm talking about the early 90s, that there was very, very little, or you could even say no understanding what marketing and branding is.
Yes.
What they really focused on was how do you provide great service and a good quality product to your customers,
Right.
to ensure that your customers stay happy.
Correct.
And that kind of became the ethos that I was, I learned what manufacturing is all about and how do you manage clients, what is marketing, and everything was about how do you make your customers very happy.
Right.
And that is something that you focused on inside your company, that is, ensuring a good quality product and ensuring your customers are happy. What happened outside was your brand.
Yes.
So you didn't really focus on creating any kind of brand manuals. I never knew what brand manuals were, in fact.
True.
But the manual was customers first, customer is God, as typical Indian ethos as well.
Yes.
And you focus on doing that.
Correct.
Now that became the way we kind of worked, the culture of the company, and just to ensure that the good product and good quality was always the foundation of what we did. And the brand kept building. People keep coming back to us for the reason that you can kind of be sure that you're going to be getting a good quality product, and there's going to be people who care about what happens after the sale is also done.
Right.
Now, when I got into coaching as well, I realized that is the same ethos that I approached my entire marketing and branding of my own coaching service as well.
Yes.
That I focus more on, can I ensure that the clients that I work with, who I'm coaching, I can give them a great experience of what coaching is, how can I help them, how can I serve them better. And in the background, through networks, through referrals, the brand Sanjay Kanakia as a coach kept getting built.
Right.
And that's what has been my understanding of what branding is. That branding is about how do you provide a great experience for your customers. Marketing and sales becomes how do you go and tell them about it.
Right. Right.
So it's a two-faceted thing. Branding is not necessarily about only just logos and brand manuals.
Yes.
It's about your core competency and your credibility. And then the marketing and the sales comes afterwards.
Yes.
How do you go and tell the world about it?
True, true. You cannot have a brand when you do not have a great product.
Absolutely.
Because, otherwise it will backfire so bad that you will be neither in the manufacturing nor in the branding.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Sanjay, we've been working with clients this is our 23rd year. And some clients that we go to, when we ask them for their brochure, for example, we get about, there are cases where I've got 7 to 8 variants of the same brochure.
Okay.
Right. Probably it happens because every design or any asset that is made, like a video or a website, is treated as a single unit.
Yeah.
It could all be just one single campaign.
Correct.
For a lot of our industrial clients who end up going to exhibitions also, they treat every exhibition in a way that it's not linked to the previous one.
Correct. Yeah.
So the same customer who comes in for the second show, he's still finding his stall. So how do you see this as an area where clients need to consider branding not as a single campaign or a single asset, but look at it as a part of the entire business function?
The roots of this lies in how the manufacturing businesses, and especially the SME business space, which I kind of predominantly work in,
Yes.
they kind of look at, or their primary focus of the business always is on the revenue or the profits part.
Correct.
And once you are driven mainly by revenue and profits, everything that it directly impacts that is what you really focus on. So every marketing campaign, every sales pitch that you come up with, every new brochure you look at, or every exhibition you're a part of, is independently looked at how does it impact my bottom line or top line.
Correct.
Now the challenge is that that it does not give you scalability. It is like stop and start function kind of thing.
Right.
So my point is that if you focus on marketing and sales and branding as a continuous division in your business,
Yes.
then there is, as we talked about, branding is a part of how do you keep optimizing your manufacturing so that you creating great products and services for your clients.
Right.
And then continuously taking that message of amazing product and service to your clients. Now that cannot be a stop-start affair.
Yeah.
It's a story that you build.
Right.
And the risks that if you don't create that story, then most times in this there is so much of information that is now available in the market, and there is so much choice for the buyers. You will be lost and commoditized if you don't have a story to tell.
Right.
And that's why continuous branding and marketing becomes equally important function of any business.
Right.
So that you continuously are in the eyes and the memory of your potential clients.
Right.
And they are continuously hearing from you, even if they don't need you or they don't need a purchase right now.
Correct.
But they keep you in their mind, and you're always going to be there in the back of the mind when they have to make a buying decision.
Yeah. First in mind.
Yeah. And then secondly is that if you don't have a continuous branding of your own business,
Yes.
you can't really attract good talent.
Right.
And that's something that we always hear in the SME business space. There are अच्छे लोग मिलते ही नहीं हैं.
Right.
1.4 billion population in India, and every company you talk to says, I don't get good people. And that's so,
Yeah.
it's a joke, right?
Yeah.
But that's the reality, that unfortunately you are going to be faced to a situation where you can't get good talent because you're not branding your business enough so that it's attractive enough for people to want to join.
Right. Right.
So there are a few risks that people run when they look at it from a campaign to campaign perspective. But as you said, perpetual branding and marketing needs to be a consistent vertical in your own business, and not just the production and finance and operations.
It's like an organ in your body. I remember once we had a North Indian client, and I asked him, sir, आपको पता है क्या gallbladder कहाँ पे? So he remembered that he had an organ like that, and he didn't know where it was. So I told him, do you know what will happen if you don't have a gallbladder? You won't die. Nothing will happen.
True.
But next time when I come, you'll have to tell me what happens without a gallbladder. So when I met him second time, he told me, main problem ये कि gallbladder के बिना मैं chicken digest नहीं कर सकता. So probably branding is something that sits in that invisible corner but is needed perpetually.
Absolutely right.
Sanjay, all of my clients who are into manufacturing, okay, whether it's a small component or a large OEM component, I've seen that this is a completely knowledge-driven enterprise, knowledge and experience.
Absolutely.
The entry barriers are such that they're quite undefined entry barriers. It comes in a very abstract form. And for them to get new business, what happens is the sales curve becomes really long because they establish a rapport, then they kind of ensure that the knowledge that they have is translated to wisdom.
Correct.
From where a product comes, whatever efficiency they can bring in. So in this entire cycle of them trying to, or of them acquiring a customer for themselves, what in your best view does branding or a structured marketing help them with in terms of reducing the sales curve? Because in a B2B business, I understand that they do not have a separate budget for any form of advertising. They have to kind of pull it off from their profits.
Correct.
So I think that is a cost center that probably will justify itself even if the sales curve is a little short. So what is your point of view over here?
I often mention this that you should look at investment in marketing and branding as an SIP.
Yeah, good one. I'll use this.
Yeah, every month there has to be a certain allocation that just kind of goes away from your bank.
Correct.
And you do an SIP because you want secure your future, good returns and all of that. And you look at it as, okay, something that I have to kind of provide for. Now, it would be great if all these manufacturers, especially in B2B manufacturing and in the SME space, how can they continuously take out some amount of their profits and plow it back into a sustained and consistent branding and marketing exercise?
Correct.
Because typically, as you mentioned, that a lot of these engineering products and these kind of products have long sales cycles. The buyer is not going to get, it's not like, I need a soap today, I'm going to go to the market and buy soap.
Yes.
They know that these are the projections of the industry, the auto component industry that you're kind of associated with. They know the projections that they have for the next quarter, what are the number of units they intend to sell. They have their requirements come in. So they have an understanding of what they're going to need much before it's going to be needed.
Correct.
And therefore, they will be always in the lookout for good vendors. And if you, as a manufacturer, is not continuously investing in marketing and branding of your own products and services, you are never going to be on top of their mind when the buying decision needs to be made.
Yes.
And when, especially in a long business cycle, you can't have these campaigns which you run once a year or an exhibition that you take part in once a year. You need to have continuous touch points so that they have you in their memory the moment they need this product of yours. So that continuous kind of marketing and branding has to be done like an SIP, as I mentioned.
Yes.
And that's essentially not understood very well with the SME manufacturing space for sure. But in general, manufacturers who don't have direct connection with the customers, they are in the B2B space, don't see the value of it.
Especially tier 2, tier 3.
Absolutely.
In fact, a lot of them right now have realized this because a lot of these businesses have started exporting or they've started exploring international markets. They've seen that just because of a small SIP that they are not doing, the perceived value, the dent that they suffer there is far more in terms of the amount of business they could have actually done.
Absolutely.
And that's where when I see a lot of these German companies and Swiss companies, where just like you would coach them on having form and structure and predictability for the systems, they have put in branding and marketing as a part of it, where things are not really creative per se, but more practical. So there's a very thin line for B2B businesses where they are more practical and less creative, and B2C businesses where they're more creative and more practical.
Correct. And branding and marketing, for B2B businesses, there is no there's no high fashion, right?
Yeah.
It is, the brand is built through timely delivery, good service, customer complaint management, and these simple things.
Yes.
And if you just focus on, optimizing those processes and systems, I'm sure that your brand keeps getting built.
Yes.
And then you consistently go to the market with your message that, we do this with your testimonials, with your case studies. And people are always researching about new products and new vendors because they also obviously need good people to work with.
In fact, if you travel into countries into the West, people like us, they are not called as an advertising agency. They're called as industrial marketeers.
Oh, okay.
So a simple example is somebody like a Mahindra or a Tata Motors, they need an advertising agency because they're going to sell it to the end user.
Correct.
But people who supply to them, they need industrial marketeers where, as you rightly mentioned, the sale traction comes from case studies or, more tangible assets like that.
Correct. Absolutely. Interesting. I did not know about this. Industrial marketers.
So am I learning a lot?
It's always a learning when I'm with you.
Okay. Thank you, Sanjay. And likewise. Now, Sanjay, we've discussed a lot about the way brands or the way marketing is perceived from the outside, the external stakeholders. Now, a business thrives well, as I've learned from you, that internal stakeholders who
Yeah,
are their
yeah.
employees. One thing that I have seen in a very repetitive manner is, especially with SMEs, is a concept called pride of association, where nobody wants to wear the company shirt or carry the company's pen or anything, because they don't feel that this is something like, which gives me a certain amount of pride or dignity, because they are okay with seeing. You'll see a lot of these folks who work for Mercedes or Bajaj, they wear their company
Correct.
t-shirts.
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah.
some of these guys come for weddings also with a Mercedes t-shirt
Right. Yeah.
or for functions. So there is a bit of a lacuna or a delay in emotion when it comes to being attached with SMEs. So, what in your wisdom is the best way to leverage on branding, or in terms of structured marketing, when it comes to pride of association for employees and internal stakeholders?
A very interesting take. Pride of association is real,
Yes.
and as you said, that I've also noticed that some of these people who work in multinational companies are very proud to wear those badge
Yes.
T-shirts and shirts, the branded ones, to any of their social occasions as well. And uh, but as I mentioned earlier, sometimes smaller and B2B manufacturing companies tend to have a challenge of getting good talent,
Right.
and this talent tends to be going to these bigger branded, I would say, manufacturers
Yes.
as well, because of pride of association,
Yes.
one of them being that. So then, if we really have to ensure that there is that pride of association that comes for the employees, the the business owner, the leadership of the organization needs to align their own personal vision and what they have, the way they see their business growth with the growth of an individual who joins their team. Now,
Yes.
every individual who joins your team tends to have certain aspirations and dreams for themselves and their families. And if they can see that align with how the business is going to grow, there will be a pride of association. Otherwise, it's always treated as a 9 to 5 job that I'm doing
Yeah.
here. And
Yes.
therefore, I want to remove the t-shirt the moment I'm told I don't need to be wearing
Yes,
it.
they don't even wear it, let alone
Yeah.
removing. If you ask
Yeah.
them to wear it, they won't.
Yeah, they're happy on the Fridays where they don't have to wear
Yeah.
those uniforms.
Yes.
Yeah, but so the work of branding remains, as I said, that I often say this, that branding doesn't happen in Photoshop; it happens in the shop floor.
Yes. Yes.
And that's why it's important that the focus needs to be how do you create a culture where the people feel connected to the ethos and the vision of the company.
Yeah.
And that's for the founders and the leaders to really build in.
Yes.
Creating the brand A within themselves, and then how do they bring it within their own team and build a culture that is around the values that are important to the team as well.
Yes. Yes.
And then there is, because of that shared values in the culture, that becomes a way of working. There is a pride of association. Now, in family businesses that I work with, there is a tendency that there is a pride of association within the family,
Yes.
which is again now getting diluted because of now a lot of the second and third generation children don't want to join the business.
Correct.
Because a lot of manufacturing is a dirty business, in terms of literally dirty business.
Purely because of, I think, perceived value.
Perceived value also. So, how do you then ensure that you focus on building the culture and a value based organization where people feel aligned, that their dreams and aspirations are also being taken care of,
Yes.
and it helps them grow as the company grows along with them.
Correct. Correct.
And that becomes the internal branding that I was mentioning about, that how do you ensure that focus is also that, and not just profits and revenue, that typically becomes number one conversation in every quarterly meeting, every weekly meeting. What are the numbers?
In fact, I remember for one of our clients, I'd gone for their annual day, which was like some 20th or 25th. I incidentally spoke to one of their managers' wife. Actually, we were having food and we were on the same table.
Okay.
Why I'm having this discussion is, as you said, bringing in as you rightly said, bringing in the vision, the story, the emotion together. I asked the lady about, how's the party. She told me that, she told me in Marathi ki आपलं company number one करायचं आहे, which means that we want to make our company number one.
Yeah.
That to see that coming from somebody's spouse,
Yeah.
Was actually a very good example of pride of association.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you would see, do you have something to tell your spouse or your immediate family when employees go back home is the eternal question.
Correct.
Otherwise, it looks like, 9 to 5, as you rightly said.
Correct.
Sanjay, I mean, I would like to title my next question as system versus heroes, or more aptly, it would be probably system versus superheroes.
Okay.
I'll tell you why this. I also have a nudge towards this question, or towards this concept. I've seen in a lot of places, especially for companies that are small and medium, they do not have a full functional professional, a full-time professional managing their brand, because it really doesn't make sense, because there's not so much work. So what they do is they appoint an agency. And they work with this agency on a shared service basis.
Yeah.
In the initial 1.5 months, you'll see the business owner directly questioning the agency, checking for the alignments. But after about 45-50 days, what they do is, they are obviously doing their daily firefighting. They have different priorities. Communication is not really a priority. So they pick up a hero, or here a superhero, who is typically somebody from the sales team or from the HR team. Correct. And they tell him ki tu ab ye dekh le. Now this guy doesn't do this full time. So he is confused between whether I should do my job or should I do this extracurricular activity. And at the end of the day, will this save my job? Is the larger anxiety. So what happens is they go hodgepodge. Somewhere in a few years they say ki nahi ye nahi ho raha hai, and I mean.
Correct. Yeah.
A lot of things go into it. It gets completely diluted. Now, I think the best way is to not put a human into this, because the minds are already sitting in the agency. So what would you recommend can be replaced with this superhero, as against having a system in place where the entire organization is involved? They see something happening, they also feel ki, yes, this is something happening and I want to get involved into this. This culture you'll see in corporations. Correct. Large corporations, they come up with an annual day. You will see about 30% of the audience flocking in ki mujhe kuch karna hai, they have a process of elimination ki isme se bahut saro ko nikalna hai. Correct. But in SMEs, they're struggling to find one guy who will come up on stage. Correct. So how do you eliminate this one single person with a system?
Yeah. What you kind of remind me is about the reluctant hero in most of the movies that we see, right? Yeah. He's thrown into a situation where he's come back from the city into this village, and there is some local mafia and he has to become the local hero. Correct. Almost like that.
Like that.
But see, I mean, let's accept it. Systems are boring.
Yes.
Yeah, and our human minds tend to, kind of worship heroes,
Yeah.
Let's even look at this whole industry of movies, right?
Yes.
Documentaries are more factual, more predictable, more, to the facts.
Yes.
Right? Whereas in the same story, if it's depicting some documentary about, past conflicts or something, but you throw in the same conflict, you throw in a Tom Cruise or a Shah Rukh Khan.
Yes.
And, all of a sudden you have a Pathan, and then everybody's kind of interested and then flocking to the things. So the typical mindset is that, heroes are worshipped. Yes. And systems are boring. Correct. But let's accept, as you're saying, that, when it is dependent on one person, and especially in the SME business space that I typically work with, it's the business owner who's the hero. Yes. He is the hero of his own story. Yes. Yeah, and then he's the one who's going out and getting the bigger orders and the newer orders, and then if the organization grows, he's got a marketing manager. Yep. And in further growth, there will be an agency that has been brought in. Yes. But it's typically that hero mentality. Yes. Now, the reality is that heroes aren't scalable. True. Systems are.
Good one.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Yeah. And systems bring you consistency. Yes. And scalability. And heroism is not sustainable. Yes. So what happens is business owners that I work with also, that when they are heroes and they get the good project, once they get busy in the execution of the project, nobody's focused on the branding or the marketing. And again, it kind of, it's a seesaw that, okay, I have to go and get some business, then I have to serve that business. Then I have to go and get some more business. Whereas system-based thing, though it is more boring, it is more predictable.
Yes.
It is more scalable.
Yes.
And therefore, there is a tendency of, proper growth curve that the organization can plan and kind of achieve all the aspirations that they truly want. And it's not a very cyclical, this whole sine wave up and down, high peaks and low troughs kind of situation.
Yes.
So that's where the whole perpetual marketing that we talked about and branding becomes very important as a function which is constantly being focused on in the organization.
Yes.
And therefore, heroes, though, we love to have heroes, they are not going to be scalable.
Yep. Yeah. True. एक ज़माना था when people used to you go for a business meeting, the first meeting, and people used to say कि आपका visiting card है क्या? तो अगर आप बोलते थे कि नहीं है, तो उनको लगता था कि ये fraud है, business ही नहीं होगा.
Correct.
Today people come and ask कि आपका website है क्या?
Correct.
No website, no credibility, or no LinkedIn, no credibility. So what we are seeing, Sanjay, is that the advent of digital, is directly linked to the business's credibility.
Correct.
And as you rightly said, obviously, which has to be backed by quality service and product.
Absolutely.
So with the integration of a lot of industry 4.0 systems and the ones that are coming up, the robotics, digital enablement, on all fangs of the business, how do you see this trend shaping up in the next, say, decade or so?
Very interesting, what you're mentioning about visiting cards or website. I look at it differently now. I don't think that you are going to be able to enter any office if you don't have your digital assets in place.
Correct.
Because they would have already filtered you through that.
Yes.
They would have already filtered you. They're not going to ask you after they meet you that do you have a website.
May I just interrupt you?
Yeah,
In
sure.
fact, a lot of companies from the West are having a look at the age of the LinkedIn page.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
oh,
they are
wow, okay.
verifying by the age of the page.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, whether they have posts regularly. Suddenly, एक दो जो झटका वाला posts है ना, they are not. They have a certain kind of a I don't know type.
Which kind of reinforces what you talked about, the perpetual marketing function.
Yeah.
It can't be okay. I all of a sudden got a spurt of some kind of creativity and I wrote an amazing LinkedIn post and then I'm not seen for 6 months.
6 months, yeah.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
But that's the point. That today people are going to be constantly researching.
Yes.
Because of the risks involved, and especially in the manufacturing businesses,
True.
right? And one small mistake and the entire line kind of production stops.
Absolutely.
Or if there is a mistake, there's an entire recall of products.
Yes.
And so risks are much higher. Heads need to roll. People lose their jobs.
Very true.
So therefore, they are going to ensure that there is amazing amount of due diligence that needs to be done prior to even being considered to become a vendor or a supplier.
True.
So in this situation, and it's only going to get more and more effective because you will have to be present and seen. So companies are going to have to be discoverable.
Yes.
They have to be credible.
Yes.
And they have to be differentiated.
Yes.
And before you even get a call to come and visit them. So, and now with the whole advent of AI and this these LLMs.
Yes.
Essentially, everybody is speaking a good English. Everybody is every
email के पीछे कौन है पता
exactly. Everybody's got good LinkedIn posts.
Yeah.
Then what is going to be the differentiator? And social media, of course, is making that your message even louder. Now it is cleaned out. So what's going to really stand out is your ability to have a clear brand proposition. What do you stand for?
Yeah.
And your positioning and your credibility.
True.
That will all come through referrals, and therefore we are seeing Google reviews that are also very important.
Yes.
Your customer feedback, your customer CSAT surveys. Now a lot of bigger companies are actually publishing their customer satisfaction ratings on their own websites.
True.
Saying that our customers on average are about 8.5, give us 8.5 stars out of 10.
Yes.
So this is all becoming important because you are being put through the filter.
Yes.
They are now you may not even get an opportunity because their AI, your customer's AI is now comparing all the potential suppliers on various credentials, and then they get, they shortlist 2 or 3 people who are getting invited to come.
True.
So you will have to be ready with what is your clear brand positioning,
Yes.
your credibility, your case studies, your testimonials. That will be help you get your digital footprint. Earlier relationships got you into the door. Now it's your digital footprint that will get you into the door.
True.
So your Industry 4.0 and robotics and automation will definitely improve the manufacturing process and products. But it's your branding and marketing that's going to ensure who the business is going to get to.
Yes, and this this discussion we had is probably at a larger business scale. But a simple example, day-to-day example, if I book a taxi on a Uber or a Rapido, if I see that the rating is 4.1, I cancel the ride.
Yes.
I mean,
absolutely.
It starts at that day-to-day level to large businesses.
Absolutely.
Great. So Sanjay, thank you very much for your time and sharing insights. I'm sure there's a lot of takeaway from this for our listeners.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sanjay.
It's been a pleasure, Bejoy.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for your time to go through this video podcast of ours. And for those of you who are looking at getting in touch with Mr. Sanjay Kanakia, who's a renowned leadership and business coach, at the end of this video, I have published a QR code which you can scan and get to the touch point where you can contact Sanjay. Thank you once again.